Okay, so to start talking about my funds of knowledge, I guess I'll just start with um, how I grew up and what was going on in my household growing up. So I'm the youngest of four boys, um, son of immigrants. Spoke English and Spanish at my house. I grew up in Laverne mostly. Um, I moved to Laverne when I was 3 years old. I used to live in Baldwin Park before that. Don't really remember much from there though. Um, so yeah, I went to school. I was what felt like a minority in Laverne, uh, being Mexican American. It really seemed like a lot of the curriculum was curated towards the white students. Um, and that's what really affected me. But that all goes into my funds of knowledge. I come from a different background, and a lot of times that wasn't appreciated. So my ability to speak Spanish is one thing that goes into my funds of knowledge. Another thing is that my family is a big soccer family, so that goes into my funds of knowledge. I guess it helps me build relationships and rapport with people around me who play soccer. Another thing too, since I'm the youngest, my older brother, he was always watching like political stuff. He would watch like Bill Maher and The Daily Show back in the day, back in the pre-Obama days. So I was always in the room. We had one TV, so I would always be in the room listening to everybody's takes and stuff like that. So that goes into my funds of knowledge. I always knew a little more about politics than most of my classmates, just from being around that. And my dad too, he'd always have like CNN or one of the news networks on. So in my earlier years of schooling, I wasn't sure if I just wasn't aware or if the teachers really just didn't make it obvious, but I didn't really notice them drawing too much on funds of knowledge. It was mostly the traditional way of them considering us empty vessels. It wasn't until high school where some teachers did value. I talked about it in my last Padlet, how this one teacher essentially helped me come out of my shell just by drawing on my funds of knowledge. He just provided a nice, safe classroom environment for us to engage in. And previously the other students would make fun of me or stuff like that because of my different background. But because of that, I was able to draw on my funds of knowledge, and other kids saw that and were able to respect it a little more. And I think that really helped our relationships. So yeah, I think drawing on the funds of knowledge is really useful, especially in the K-12 environment where students are still trying to find themselves and still unsure of their identity.